What's up, Crypto Land? I'm Black Crypto here, bringing another cryptocurrency video. Now, I always have a lot of people that come up to me and ask me, hey, can I spend that Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies anytime I want to, or can I cash out or go into a store and buy a product with my Bitcoin? And I always tell them the answer is absolutely yes. Now, one of my most viewed videos on this channel has to do with the Bitpay Visa card, where I went to an ATM and I cashed out some money to show that you can spend or you can cash out your Bitcoin at any single given time. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure you check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. But since then, Bitpay has stepped up their game a whole lot in terms of their offerings. And in terms of their offerings, they phased out that old card and now they have a brand new Bitpay Mastercard. And I got my hands on one right here. So I'm going to be talking all about this Bitpay Mastercard and whether or not you should get your hands on one, how does it work in terms of you getting one, and also you spending your crypto. Stick around. First, let me tell you about Bitpay. Bitpay started back in 2011 as a Bitcoin payment processor and as a way for you to manage and spend your crypto by using their app, and also by turning that crypto into dollars by way of their Bitpay Visa card at that particular time. Bitpay has two offerings, one in terms of personal and in terms of business. In terms of the personal, they give you the opportunity to spend your crypto, and in terms of business, they give you the opportunity to accept crypto payments through your service. We're going to focus on the personal side of Bitpay. Now, you want to take control of your crypto, and the first step you want to do in doing that is getting a Bitpay Wallet. And that's one of the first steps you want to go in terms of getting an actual card, is you first need to actually have a wallet. The great thing about Bitpay is it's a non-custodial wallet, which means they don't take possession of your crypto. Say for instance with Coinbase, which is a custodial wallet, they take possession of your cryptocurrency on your behalf. But when it comes to Bitpay, in terms of the Bitpay app, that's your crypto. You're taking control of it, not your keys, not your crypto. Always remember that. So that's one of the great things about the Bitpay wallet, and one of the reasons why I use the Bitpay wallet, not only for a card, but for having a Bitpay wallet to make any kind of transactions when it comes to using Bitcoin as well. Now that you have yourself a Bitpay wallet, the next step is ordering a card. But the first step obviously is having a wallet so you can fund it with some Bitcoin and now turn it into cash. Once you've now done this and you have yourself a card, you can literally fund it, spend it, and live on crypto. Now, back in 2017, I wanted to find a way to cash out my Bitcoin. If you've been following along on my channel, you know that I started my journey as a Bitcoin miner, and I was accumulating a lot of Bitcoin, and I wanted to find a way to start spending this Bitcoin or cashing out some of this Bitcoin. So that's how I found Bitpay, and I got the Bitpay Visa card. Now, this is the Bitpay Visa card, the old one that I showed inside of the video that I was using in terms of cashing out at an ATM. Now, the fees weren't that high when it comes to converting or anything like that, but in terms of the network fees for Bitcoin itself were pretty high, and I showed that in the video, especially back then. Of course, in comparison to now, I'm going to be doing another video and showing you me using the actual card, loading it, and maybe going ahead and spending it or going to an ATM again to compare what those fees are compared to now to then. But I do know the network fees are much lower as comparison to back then. So I wanted a way to spend my Bitcoin, and I started cashing out. I actually started to look back at my receipts, and I started looking back at my history, and I started seeing that I started spending it a whole lot. And right now I think about it, I probably would have had a lot of Bitcoin today if I didn't spend all of it back then. But anyway, you know what? That's a good thing actually. You know, some people want to accumulate their Bitcoin and hold their Bitcoin. Back then, one of the things about Bitcoin is spreading the word about Bitcoin and boosting up the economy in terms of the ecosystem, in terms of Bitcoin itself. So I really didn't care about spending all of my Bitcoin, regardless of the value of Bitcoin in the future. I have to admit that I stopped using my Bitpay card completely. Now, back in 2019, I noticed something strange was going on with my card. Normally what I would have done is go to an ATM and cash out a couple dollars if I wanted some from my Bitcoin. Or normally what I would have done is go to, for instance, a Winn-Dixie or a Walgreens. And have you ever gotten a cash back where you get like maybe $20 cash back when you go to the register? And I was doing that also, but I noticed that I wasn't able to get any cash back for some strange reason. And then I would notice that there had been something wrong with me going to the ATM. And I was like, hey, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with my card? What's going on here? And what I noticed, and then I got a notification that, hey, listen, we're going to stop the use of this particular card and in terms of cash advances and any withdrawals. I'm like, what's going on here? Why are you going to stop this? And as I looked more closely into it, I noticed that this was more of a widespread problem. Something was going on. Now, what I thought about at this time is, okay, BitPay is just falling under another company just going under because they're offering crypto services. Remember, we're talking about 2017, 2018, 2019, where a lot of regulations wasn't in place. A lot of companies was getting a lot of scrutiny in terms of how they were doing business. If they can't open up bank accounts were being closed because you're doing some kind of crypto business. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a problem, and BitPay is about to go away forever. So after several months of not being able to use my card, I pretty much forgot about it. But then I got some good news from them. I got an email talking about they're going to be coming out with a brand new product. And of course, they were talking about the Mastercard, and they had a wish list. I got on the wish list. And when they announced that it was ready to order it, I went ahead and ordered my card. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between the old Visa and the brand new Mastercard. Of course, one of the most major noticeable changes was that they had to switch from Visa to Mastercard. Of course, what this means is that they had to change payment processors, which means something happened behind the scenes. Another thing that happened in terms of the company is the way that they did KYC in terms of know your customer. We'll talk a little bit about that coming right up. Now, the other changes in terms of the card has to do with the physical card. Of course, you have the BitPay Visa, which is a horizontal card. And then you have the BitPay Mastercard now, which is a vertical card. This one now is a more beautiful design, and it has this UV-shaped bead that's now on the card. Not only that, you have one of the major features that has been upgraded in terms of the card is this AMV chip right here, which gives it enhanced security. Of course, when you go to a store and you put your card in, you put that card in, which identifies that card and your PIN code. Of course, with the old card, it didn't have that chip, so you only had a PIN number, which is less security. Another feature that has been upgraded in terms of the card is contactless payments, so you can go and just tap on a console and go ahead and pay for a goods or service. Another thing in terms that have been upgraded is in terms of a virtual card. If you don't have the card, you can use a virtual card. And also in terms of the interface being improved as well. Now, this hasn't been really a big improvement whatsoever. The major improvements has been now the EMV chip, which has increased the security really to the card. In terms of switching from Visa to MasterCard, you really wouldn't notice the difference because pretty much Visa and MasterCards are accepted everywhere. Now, if you want a BitPay card for yourself, it is very easy for you to get your hands on your own BitPay Mastercard. Just go over to the website and create your own account. Now, also what you need to do is go ahead and download the wallet on your phone by going to the App Store. Once you have your wallet, you can load it up with some Bitcoin of your own, or you can actually buy some Bitcoin through the app. Once you have that, go over to the Cards tab. Now, you have 3 easy steps. You're going to have to log in, verify your identity, and then go ahead and get your card. You made your mind up and you want the card for yourself, right? You want to get your hands on this MasterCard for yourself. So you're inside the BitPay app on the card section. Just go ahead and log in. Log in with your email information. And then the next step is you want to verify your identity. You're going to do this by uploading some kind of identification, whether it's your ID or your driver license or your passport. Next, you're going to have to go ahead and take a selfie photo through the app. Then you're going to put in all of your personal information, your full name, your address, and your social security number. I mean, yes, you're gonna have to put all this information in, just like any other bank account or any other card that you want to apply for. But feel rest assured that your information is safe with this company. So once you go ahead and you do all of this, you're now going to be verified, and it's going to now take you over to the fees for the card. Now let's take a look at the fees for this Bitpay Mastercard. Of course, when you want to get a new card and activate it, that will cost $10. In terms of going to an ATM, that's going to be $2.50. Now, in terms of monthly fee, there is no monthly fees with having this card. In terms of loading the card, there is no fee. In terms of getting a replacement, of course, you're going to have to spend $10 when it comes to that. The international currency exchange is 3% when you go overseas anywhere. And in terms of the inactivity fee over 90 days, if you don't use the card, it's about $5. So if you're okay with those fees, which they're really not crazy at all, you should feel comfortable with that and go ahead and be ready to order your card. So if you're ready to order your card, you're going to go ahead and order your card. I didn't need to spend $10 to order my card because I was grandfathered in with the old Visa card and I got on that wish list, so I didn't need to pay $10 for my card. But make sure that you have $10 worth of Bitcoin, well over $10 worth of Bitcoin inside of your wallet to go ahead and order that Bitpay Mastercard. So after all of that is done, you're going to have to go ahead and put in your information again in terms of your phone number, confirm your address, read the different terms when it comes to the card, and once you're done with that, you're all set and your card is on the way. You should be able to get your card within about 10 business days or so, and you'll have your card. When you get your card in hand, now you want to activate it, and it's really simple. All you need to do is go back to the app, go to the card section where you'll see the status of your card and say activate your card. Once you go ahead and do that, go ahead and log in, and then go ahead and put in the details of the card and activate your card. Once you go ahead and do this, you can go out there and spend your cryptocurrency as you need at any kind of shop, or go to an ATM and withdraw your money. We have the fees in mind, but what you also want to have in mind are the limits. I mean, this is probably the most important thing. You want to know how much can you spend or how much can you cash out when it comes to having this MasterCard. So let's talk about the limits. When it comes to the limits and going to an ATM, you have $2,000 per withdrawal, but you have 3 withdrawals per day, which really means about $6,000. Also, you have about $10,000 that you can go ahead and load on the card at any given time. And you can spend $10,000 per day on this card, which is really good. You can also have a maximum balance of $25,000 that you can have on the card at any given time. So you can't load the card up with $100,000 or more and then try to go and buy a car or a Lamborghini or something like this. But if you want a card that you have a really good limit on there that you can spend every single day, I think that this is a really good option for you. Alright, Cryptoland, there you have it, all about the brand new Bitpay Mastercard. I can't wait to start using this Bitpay Mastercard. I'm going to do some videos about me using it, and I'm going to bring it right to you. Make sure you go ahead and you subscribe right here to this channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I release any new videos right here on this channel. So if you want to get your hands on a card and start spending your crypto, I tell people all the time from years ago, there is no problem with you spending your cryptocurrency. Of course, some people look at cryptocurrency as an investment and they just want to hold on to it. But just like money, you need to go out there and start using it. So go out there and start spending your cryptocurrency. The more you start using cryptocurrency, the more it gets out there in terms of the world, and more people know about it, more people start using it, and possibly the value of cryptocurrency may go up if that's something that you're thinking about. But other than that, for somebody who maybe wants to go off grid, or somebody who wants to get away from banks, or want to take control of your own money, take control of your finances, one thing you can do is by getting cryptocurrency and then now having a way to spend that cryptocurrency by using a cryptocurrency card. Another thing that I want to keep in mind with you is that because you're doing the KYC, what this means now is that this is on your record, which means that if you spend a certain amount, or you spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you may be liable for taxes by doing that because you're going through a traditional bank. Bitpay has a banking partner that they go through, and this is reported to the government. So be very careful with that depending on the country that you reside in. Guys, I'm Black Crypto. Thank you for checking out another cryptocurrency video. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you check me out on Instagram and Twitter at BLK Crypto. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.